Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of This Is Our Life. So I woke up about 7 or 8 o'clock this morning. It's 9 o'clock now. I'm going to talk about something that I've never talked about before. I have never even told my wife this story. Well, I may have, but I'm going to send this video to my cousin Dawn. So, let me start by saying that I guess the last few months to the last year, before my mother got really sick, she actually apologized to me. She said, "I'm sorry I yelled at you so much when you were younger." She was saying me and my sister. I wonder if she realized she was getting sick. Nothing I can do about it now. Alzheimer's sucks. Anyway, so on to another issue that deals with her, actually, to some degree. As many of my viewers know, I'm, or at least I was, a little. My wife made me a man. Never thought it would happen. Didn't know it was possible. But anyway, the term for a long time was adult baby. Generally is ABDL, adult baby diaper lover. But now the term that's being used more and more is little, capital L. And anyway, so when I was in the last place that I was in, last institution I was in growing up, I didn't deal with that side of me very well. I would write letters to my dad expressing my feelings about wanting to be a little. Maybe not very well, maybe I didn't express myself very well, but, and you know, nobody knew what that was in the 70s and 80s. I mean, it just was unknown. And I think my dad handled it really well. I don't think anybody else did, but my dad did. And yeah, my dad was a great guy. I think when I was reaching out. I was reaching out. Anyway, so I think I fell asleep on the couch, and later Rachel woke me up and told me to come to bed. So I got up and went to bed. Yeah, I kind of had a small... The psychologist at that place that I was in, I guess overall I just didn't feel right. I couldn't pinpoint the exact cause of it, or how I exactly felt, but just knew I didn't feel right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was the reason that I got sent to Austin State Hospital. That's what was making me... because of the whole little thing. And I just thought that maybe after I trained over the night it would get better. What I wanted was love and affection and attention. I wanted to be cared about. And the only person I felt that really cared about me was my dad. He wrote me letters, he called me on the phone. He treated me just like a normal human being. Nobody else did, but he sure did. Like I said, he was a great guy. Happily married with 2 little boys. I'm excited to be living life with his children after everything turned out the way it did. I really screwed a lot of things up with all that back in those days, and even for years following that. Now, people know about littles. There are groups online expressly for littles. There are groups for littles within groups or websites or organizations that don't deal specifically with littles, but they have like a subgroup. And we've been on TV. Actually, I've been on TV. I won't say what show I was on, but I was on a TV show once. Never do that one again. But yeah, there have been littles on the TV, and like I said, I've been one of them. The show I was on was not the kind of show you want to do that on, though. But I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
There's nothing scarier than a critically ill child or young person.
I think my dad handled it great, and nobody else did, though.
She was surprisingly normal. She had returned essentially to her usual personality.
When we moved to the hill country, the social worker or psychologist, whatever she was, she and the psychiatrist that worked at that place, they just wanted to lock me up. And I was like, never again. Never ever again will I be locked up. But I think when I was going to Solera, too bad Solera has closed down, but that was I needed what I got at Solera, and I'm sure a lot of other people did as well. I know our daughter tried to go back to see if they were open. She got back to town and they weren't open anymore. One of our daughters. Anyway, Yuri, who worked there, he was one of the social workers, therapists. He said to me once, I was explaining what kind of person my mother was, and he said, well, she may have had bipolar, and I'm like, I didn't think of that. I never thought of that before. Once he said that, and I processed it, a lot of my anger toward my mother subsided. I feel bad about the way she is now, but nothing I can do about it. I tried to help her, but she wouldn't take the help. I wish that things would have been different between me and my dad in the end, because I would have liked to have gone to his funeral. I only got to spend about 5 or 10 minutes at his gravesite in 1994 when I was visiting family up in Canada. I'd like to go back sometime and just go there by myself and just spend as much time as I needed to spend. If I needed to go back the next day or even another day, so be it. I'm not going to sit here and be too critical about myself because I was the way I was back then. I handled things the only way I knew how to handle them. So it's not like I can change anything. It's not like I knew any different. But I tell you what, my dad handled it really well. And like I said, nobody else did. Actually, you know what? A lot of people on his side of the family handled it pretty well. At least as far as I can see. My mother didn't handle it very well. The shrinks and psychologists and social workers I was around, they didn't handle it very well. But my wife handles it really well. Like I said, she made me a man. And anyway, so miss you, Dad.
once they had the ultrasounds and come back,
I regret we didn't have a closer, better relationship because you're a good guy, and I guess what really got me onto this was my beautiful wife over here had the show on earlier about, what is it called, Most Dangerous Catch? Deadliest Catch?
Deadliest Catch.
Deadliest Catch. And my father and grandfather were both stokers, or ship's engineers.
At least they weren't on fishing vessels.
You know, I don't know.
Like a be very rough.
Yeah. And I used to have some photographs from Scotland of my father and grandfather, and I don't know who the other people in the picture were. They had worked their way over there, you know, and then they were there and they started working on some oil rigs, so that's kind of cool. You know, my father and grandfather were merchant marine. One of my uncles was a longshoreman. You know, when we lived on Okinawa, I asked my mom why my dad was missing so many teeth, and she said, "You ask him." So I asked him, and he basically said, "You know, I grew up rough, and I don't want you to grow up that way," and that always meant a lot to me. And another thing he used to say was, "Keep your chin up and your shoulders back. Like, no matter what comes, yeah, Lucky, I'll take you out. Just hold on." Lucky wants to go out. So, my dad influenced my life probably more significantly than most people would realize. I don't know, if I didn't explain things quite right, let me know. If you want details, whatever, let me know. Thank you, bye-bye.